The Bengals secure their first victory of the 2024 season with a 34-24 win over the Carolina Panthers on the road. Welcome into Bengals Breakdown. I am your host, Stone Shields. Thank you so much for joining me for this instant reaction video. Boy, that feels like a massive weight off the shoulders if you are the Cincinnati Bengals and, of course, if you are a Cincinnati Bengals fan as well. Absolutely had to have this game. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And Cincinnati, Zach Taylor, Joe Burrow, and company were able to deliver and get that much-needed first victory of the 2024 season. On today's video, I'm going to be giving my instant reaction to the Bengals' victory, breaking down some things that went well, and still definitely some things that didn't go so well for this football team out on the football field on Sunday. But make sure you guys are subscribed to our channel here at Bengals Breakdown. If you have not done so already, we will have videos for you guys essentially every day at our channel. That's youtube.com/BengalsTV. And we'll also have watch parties for every single game day, just wrapping up our Week 4 watch party here. Our first victorious watch party, so that certainly was a great time, and really hope you guys will join us for our future watch parties. And just a heads up, I am doing a little solo producing here as I did during our watch party, so if you see me looking down throughout the video, just stay patient with me, trying to do multiple things here at once as we progress through today's show. We'll start with some injury news. So this certainly is something that is very concerning for Cincinnati. Their best player on defense, Trey Hendrickson, left the game in the fourth quarter with a neck injury. Now, he was able to leave the game under his own power, but he was down on the ground for about 5 minutes. And, his teammates defensively were huddled up around him, had their helmets off, were down on one knee, so it looked like something that could be very serious for Trey Hendrickson. And when he was leaving the field, he was not moving his right arm whatsoever. But it is a neck injury that he is dealing with. We will give you guys more updates when they are known, but right now his status is very much uncertain. Trey Hendrickson really did a nice job in this game, helped create a turnover, really hit the hand of Andy Dalton as he was trying to throw a pass, and Von Bell ended up intercepting that for Cincinnati. So Trey Hendrickson, obviously a massive part to this football team and a massive part to this Bengals defense, gets hurt on Sunday in the fourth quarter. And again, we will continue to monitor the severity of this injury for Trey Hendrickson. Now let's get into some takeaways here on today's show. Look, takeaway number one, you have an elite offense. There really is no two ways around that for me. Certainly week 1 against New England was a struggle to get going, but it's pretty evident, especially with T. Higgins being back there on the football field for this team, that the Bengals have one of the best offenses in the National Football League. And the offensive line, something Zach Taylor really spoke about glowingly after the game. Really proud of that group. They've really done a nice job of keeping Joe Burrow clean. And I thought Joe Burrow really was excellent in this game, barring that late interception that he had. It was a lot of the same that we have seen from the past 2 weeks out of Burrow, finding guys downfield, making good decisions with the football, apart from that lone interception, which really kind of only is really your only knock against Burrow in this game. Looked like some miscommunication there with Jamar Chase, perhaps. So interested to hear what Joe Burrow has to say about that particular interception. But I thought he was in command all day long, really had a good feel for what Carolina was trying to do, and did exactly, read the defense out like he always does so well. And I think if you're a Bengals fan, you got to be pleased by what Joe Burrow was able to do out there Sunday. It was a game where they needed him to find a way to win. No excuses, didn't matter necessarily how he played. He needed to lead this team to a victory, and he was able to do just that. So that leads us to the pinned comment of today's video. What is your one-word reaction to the Bengals win against the Carolina Panthers? Sound off for us in the comments section. Give us your one-word reaction to this Bengals victory. So if that ad comes here on YouTube, that's totally fine. Take advantage of it. Get down in the comments section and let us know what you think. All right, takeaway number 2. I think all of us here at Bengals Breakdown, we were right about Chase Brown. No doubt about that. We've been calling for him to get more touches, and Zach Taylor did just that in today's game. Really helped work him into the flow of things a little bit more, and he ended up having 2 touchdowns for Cincinnati, his first 2 touchdowns of the 2024 season. And there's just something different when that ball goes to Chase Brown. That explosiveness that he has, that speed that he has really is an issue for opposing defenses. I kind of like the two-back thing in terms because it really switches up the pace. Dealing with these two backs, they're two totally different running backs in this league. And it was good to see the touches be a little bit more balanced this week for Cincinnati and Zach Taylor in that Bengals offense, because really Zach Moss has really had like 75-80% of the reps the past couple of weeks. And Chase Brown gets a lot of carries in this game, was a force in the screen game as well. So I know we all were calling for him here, and Zach Taylor and those offensive coaches did a nice job of scheming him up some stuff. And Chase Brown was a major reason as to why Cincinnati was able to be victorious in this game. Really hope to see more of that as we go forward in 2024. Also, I think you got to give a shout-out to the defense. There was some improvement, obviously, from last week to this week. Now, was the defense good? No, I'm not going to go out there and say they were good, but they were a lot better. They made improvements. Clearly had a solid, week of practice. You're definitely concerned still if you're the Bengals, but that turnover that Trey Hendrickson and Von Bell were able to force, that first drive of the game when they were able to get that stall out Carolina on the goal line. Carolina goes for it on 4th and goal to start the game, and the Bengals do an excellent job of kind of sniffing that out and being able to stop Carolina on that opening possession, which I thought was massive. Got to give a shout-out to some of these cornerbacks. Mike Hilton was banged up in this game, so DJ Turner was kind of pressed into playing more snaps than he was accustomed and kind of had Dak sliding over to that nickel spot, and I thought DJ Turner did a really solid job in this football game. Cam Taylor-Britt kind of struggled, to be honest with you. So hopefully that's not something that continues for Cincinnati. He made a couple of good plays, but we saw him get beat several times as well. So that could be something that certainly is a concern going forward. But got to be pleased with the defense being able to create a turnover, get that massive stop on the opening possession for the Bengals defense. The Bengals want to have a successful season. They have a long ways to go defensively, but I guess I can definitely say that today was a step in the right direction. We'll continue with our takeaways here in a moment, but first, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Game Time because they are the sponsor of today's show. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Game Time Picks is the easiest way to find and buy tickets to live events. Tickets for Week 5 at home against the Baltimore Ravens are on sale now, so head on over to Game Time and get the best deals possible. My two favorite features on Game Time are the views from your seat. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy with Game Time, and also the all-in pricing. Toggling this feature up front allows you to see your total so you don't get hit with any surprise fees at checkout. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Check out GameTime.co for great deals. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. All right, another takeaway here. We'll keep things on the defensive side of the ball. Geno Stone thought he struggled again in this game. There were situations where you got a corner getting beat, and he's supposed to be back there as that last line of defense, and he is late getting over it. Also thought he wasn't fully as disciplined as he should have been in terms of staying in his gaps. Thought he tried to do a little too much freelancing that ended up kind of biting him in the rear end. So I was really bullish on Geno Stone coming in for this Cincinnati team, signing him in free agency after playing with Baltimore originally, and it really hasn't panned out to this point for me at that safety spot with Geno Stone. So it'll be interesting to see if he can improve, but through a couple of games here, he really hasn't been a strong point in your defense. Do you potentially look at perhaps getting Tyson Anderson some opportunities there at that free safety spot? It's something that I would consider because, again, Bengals finally get their first win, but every game from here on out is so much bigger because of that 0-3 start. So you can't really afford to mess around there on the back end. I still have some hope that Geno Stone can get this turned around for him in Cincinnati this year. But Geno Stone certainly has been a weak point of this Bengals defense, and he's got to be better going forward if this team defensively is going to get to where they think they should be. Another opportunity for you guys to get interactive with our show here at Bengals Breakdown. Grade the Bengals versus the Panthers. Week 4, A, B, C, D, or F. Sound off for us in the comments section of today's video. Let us know what you think. I think for me personally, I mean, offensively, I think you're definitely at that A range. Defense probably more in the C range. So I think this is a B. It was a game they needed to win. They went out there and they won. It's a team that they should beat. Now you got to move on and get ready for Baltimore next week. That kind of leads me in to our final takeaway here on today's instant reaction video. It's go time now. You finally can shake that one. I'm sure the feeling in the locker room after that game is great, just to be able to get that first win. You're not even really caring about exactly how you played, even though I think there were definitely some bright spots. But at this point, you were just worried about getting the victory, and they were able to go out there and accomplish that. So now it's about settling in and doing what they do, which is go on runs. This is a team that has gone on runs in the past with Joe Burrow, and I'm not saying they're going to go on one right now, but they've got some big games coming up. You know, got Baltimore coming to the Jungle next Sunday. That's going to be a massive game. And then a primetime slot going on the road against a team you should beat in the New York Giants. And then Cleveland, having to go to Cleveland. Obviously, that's always tough for the Bengals going up there. This Cleveland team really has struggled this season, but it's really time to buckle up and go. I think you can the sense of urgency still needs to be there, of course, because you can't afford to, lose multiple of these next 3 games. But I also think there is some okay, now we can just settle in and just play football. We got that first one, out of the way, and this really should be able to open up things for us in the future. So it is officially go time for Cincinnati. Hopefully the defense can continue to get a little bit better week by week, but really happy with what we saw out of Cincinnati today. And the Bengals are able to get their first victory of the year on the road at Carolina.